Speculation has always been rife about what will happen when the time comes, including whether her son Prince Charles will take the throne, with some pundits believing the crown will be handed directly to Prince William. There's no proof to these theories. How Charles has long been one of the most active members of the family for decades, and has been waiting all his life to become king. In fact, he is the longest-serving heir apparent in worldwide royal history, having been first in line to the throne since he was born. When the time comes, he will also be the oldest ever monarch to ascend to the throne, now aged 73. But rumors have been spreading that Prince Charles could take over from his mother sooner rather than later, speculation which has been heightened by the Queen's recent bout of ill health. The monarch has suffered a sprained back, according to Buckingham Palace, and hasn't been taking part in face-to-face engagements recently, but one royal expert believes it's unlikely Prince Charles will take over due to a number of reasons that could make a regency complicated. Carolyn Harris, Ph.D., historian and author of Raising Royalty, 1,000 Years of Royal Parenting, said, "I think it is unlikely that the Queen will officially retire, or that the Prince of Wales will formally assume the title of regent." In a radio broadcast on her 21st birthday, she vowed to devote her whole life, whether it was long or short, to the service of her people. But the matter is considerably more complicated than the Queen simply wishing to hand over the throne and her duties. Dr. Harris explains that because the Queen was coronated in a religious ceremony back in 1952, it could complicate any opportunity Prince Charles would have to ascend to the throne. Regencies that have been appointed in other countries that still have royal families are often sworn in via secular ceremonies, and do not contain sacred oaths like a religious ceremony. She explains, the Queen is sovereign of 16 Commonwealth realms, and not all of them have a formal provision for a regency. A regency might complicate the appointment of new governors-general in some of the Commonwealth realm. The only chance, it would appear, that the Duke of Cornwall could become king while his mother is still alive is if she becomes severely incapacitated, most likely through illness or old age. According to University College London's Constitution Unit, for this to happen medical evidence would be required. It would then have to be approved by three of the following: the Lord Chancellor, the Speaker of the House of Commons, the Lord Chief Justice, and the Master of the Rolls. But this is hardly a probable scenario. The monarch is likely to take after her late husband Prince Philip, who retired from duties. The Queen will most likely retain her position as monarch and all her titles, meaning her son will have almost no chance of becoming king until she passes. Dr. Harris said, the Queen will retain her title and certain royal duties, while her son the Prince of Wales assumes a greater number of her public engagements and increased decision-making power behind the scenes. The Prince of Wales already undertakes overseas travel to the Commonwealth on the Queen's behalf, and in the coming years, he will assume more of the Queen's duties in the United Kingdom.